So today we're going to be explaining how to pay your Apple credit card correctly. And we're going to get to this page right over here. So I'm going to take you back to the beginning so you can see how to get to this place and then explain all of it for you. All right, so to get to our Apple credit card, we want to go into the Apple Wallet, which you can either search for or you can find the app itself and click on there. So we're going to open up our app over here. Now, I got a lot of cards, so please keep that in mind. That's what I do for work here. If I scroll down just a little bit, you're going to see your Apple credit card. We're going to want to go ahead and click on this. And that's going to take us over here to pretty much all the settings for the card. Now, if we click over here where it says upcoming payments, you could either hit that little checkbox or just in the box itself as a whole. It's going to take us to the section that we just saw at the beginning of the video. So let's kind of break this down and explain what this all means for you and how you can utilize this to save you more money with your interest. So as you can see, this is actually toggled on automatically to this section over here, but you can see there's a couple little dots here for us. And also we can go all the way this way here and you can see our numbers changing. And I want to explain what this all means. So the very first thing is if you go all the way to the very lowest dot, this is going to be the minimum balance that you need to pay in order to obviously be on time with your payments. But what's really cool with the Apple credit card is it does tell you how much interest you're going to be charged for paying just on the very minimum balance. Now, it does let you know, obviously, when the due date is. And from here, if we go ahead and kind of just toggle over to the next little dot here, it does let us know that this is going to reduce the interest payment. So even though it's quite a bit more, you can see it's $91.77. The total interest is going to be $3.86. Now, as far as the interest goes, that's obviously not a lot of money in between the interest, but it is a larger dollar amount to pay on the balance. So sometimes that can be a little weary for people to want to pay extra, knowing that the interest is not going to be that much more. Now, what's nice is down here, it is going to give you some explanations for each section if you want to continue to learn more. And then we're going to go ahead and go to the next dot here, which is going to be $137.65. And you can see it says no interest charges. This is paying my December balance. So this is the balance statement from the previous month that if I paid just all of that, I am having no interest charged on my account, which is obviously something I would like to do. I don't want to pay interest on those things. So you could see here from 137.65 down to 91.77, I am going to save all of that money on interest. Now, obviously you might not be able to do this every time, but definitely something to keep in mind when going through this. And if you're somebody like myself who doesn't really like to have any balance whatsoever, you can actually continue to go over the circle all the way to the very end here, which then will pay your full card balance. So that's everything that was for last month and currently added in this current month that we're in before the end of the month. So if I want to pay it all in full, for us, for this example, would be $527.70. So honestly, and then you could even kind of toggle down to a certain dollar amount if you want to kind of cut into what you already have on your balance. But whichever way works for you, what's nice is you can go ahead and just click on here too and type in any balance that you want. And that'll also kind of go through that same process as well for you. Now, whichever way you decide to go, of course, then what we're going to want to do is click on the pay down here. So we're going to go ahead and click on this. And from here, what we actually have is our access to our Apple Cash, which I have separate videos for to show you how to actually add that in there for you. So if you want to kind of knock down a little bit more based off of what you have in your Apple Cash, then we also have our bank on file, which if it is a different bank, we need to click on change bank account. If everything looks good here, it's going to show you the total amount that's going to be charged. And then you could double click on the right-hand side to go ahead and pay. It will go through a Face ID for you to verify, and it'll pay that total balance. I'm going to show you what that looks like. All right, so right over here, you saw that check mark go through. It said that we paid our balance over here. We're going to click on done. And then that's going to change the color of our Apple credit card. So we know that it's fully paid. You can see it says nothing to pay. Our balance went back to zero. And if you go in here, there is nothing to take care of anymore because we fully paid for it. But if you paid just the smaller amounts, you'll see the difference changed up in here. And again, if you can keep on adding more to pay that total statement balance, you don't have to worry about paying any additional interest. Now, there's more to learn when it comes to utilizing the Apple Wallet as well as the Apple credit card. And we got you covered here. Check out our next video on screen to keep learning.